Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to a new episode of Games and Names. Our featured sport for this episode is the sport of swimming, and our featured star guest is Egypt's national team player, Saleh Awadallah. So let's get to the pool and know more about swimming in Egypt and about Awadallah, the national team player, in the upcoming minutes of Games and Names. Swimming is an individual or team sport that requires the use of one's arms and legs to move the body through water. The sport takes place in pools or open water. Competitive swimming is one of the most popular Olympic sports, with varied distance events in butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle, and individual medley. In addition to these individual events, 4 swimmers can take part in either a freestyle or medley relay. A medley relay consists of 4 swimmers who will each swim a different stroke. The order for a medley relay is backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, and freestyle. Swimming each stroke requires a set of specific techniques. In competition, there are distinct regulations concerning the acceptable form for each individual stroke. There are also regulations on what types of swimsuits, caps, jewelry, and injury tape that are allowed at competitions. Although it is possible for competitive swimmers to incur several injuries from the sport, such as tendinitis in the shoulders or knees, there are also multiple health benefits that come along with practicing the sport of swimming. Evidence of recreational swimming in prehistoric times has been found, with the earliest evidence dating to Stone Age paintings from around 10,000 years ago. Written references date from 2000 BC, with some of the earliest references to swimming including the Iliad, the Odyssey, the Bible, the Wolf, the Quran, and others. In 1538, Nicholas Winman, a Swiss professor of languages, wrote the first book about swimming, The Swimmer, or a dialogue on the art of swimming. Der Schwimmer oder ein Schwingerprasch über die Schwimmkunst. Swimming emerged as a competitive recreational activity in the 1830s in England. In 1844, 2 Native American participants at a swimming competition in London introduced the front crawl to a European audience. Other European countries also established swimming federations: Germany in 1882, France in 1890, and Hungary in 1896. Men's swimming became part of the first modern Olympic Games in 1896 in Athens. In 1902, the Australian Richmond nation FINA introduced freestyle to the Western world. In 1908, the World Swimming Association Fédération Internationale de Natation was formed. Women's swimming was introduced into the Olympics in 1912. The first international swim meet for women outside the Olympics was the 1922 Women's Olympiad. Butterfly was developed in the 1930s and was at first a variant of breaststroke until it was accepted as a separate style in 1952.
Hello, my name is Saleh Awadallah. I used to be a modern pentathlon athlete back in the day, but I continued to play swimming, and I've been playing swimming since I was 4.5 years old. I've been taking this career professionally. And now I'm focusing on reaching high goals in my future, hopefully. Modern pentathlon, I competed in a world championship with the UIPM. It was a biathlon triathlon event. I won 2 or 3, I remember, gold medals and 1 bronze. It was a great success for me, especially that I was injured 8 days before. And I had a very good career in my pentathlon career, and now I've switched to swimming, and currently I'm good. I'm getting better. I'm one of the fastest I'm in top 10 fastest in Egypt, and I'm aiming for more. I'm aiming to be number one. Hopefully one day I'll be number one. For me, the most important characteristic of any athlete, not only a swimmer, is how strong they are mentally and their will, being able to push through barriers and barricades. And that's it. Yeah, that's the two main. That's the two main characteristics of a swimmer. So for modern pentathlon players, there are main specifications for them, like having high fitness, high endurance, because mainly their races are lengthy races. And for swimmers, it differs between types of swimmers because there are different types of races, like there are short distance, mid distance, and long distance. In my case, I'm a short distance swimmer, so I need to focus on agility, on power, muscle endurance or power endurance, and speed, of course. Um, and for mid-distance swimmers, needs to be like a balance between both sprint and endurance, not too much of this and not of that. And for distance, of course, they need to focus on their endurance and being able to manage their breath through the entire race. And that's what their training is for. In my pentathlon career, I participated in many important championships, like the one with the UIPM in Georgia, Batumi, Georgia, and thank God, I got 3 gold medals and 1 bronze in the biathlon and triathlon. And for swimming, I've competed in many important championships in Egypt here as well, like Cairo zones and national zones. And national zones are really important because they have we can qualify to world championships, and hopefully that's what I reach. That's what I'm aiming for currently. And I have a championship recently, and it's a really important one, and I have to focus because I was injured, and that's my main goal, is to focus on the next championship. For swimming in Egypt, we weren't that good back in the day, but now we're making very good progress, and we have very good swimmers who compete internationally and are the one of the top swimmers in the whole world. Not everyone, of course, but we have many good swimmers. For example, like Yusuf Ramadan, he's a very good swimmer. He's top in the world. He's very fast, and I hope I can reach his level one day. To improve and promote swimming more in Egypt, we need to focus on, in my opinion, on some points, like the salary that athletes gain and their hard work that they put in. It's not that compatible. Like other sports, they take much more, and in my opinion, I see swimmers that they do too much, and get so little. The only thing that motivates the swimmers nowadays is their love to the sport, and they should get gifts or get good attention from their clubs about their love for the sport and how much they sacrifice for it. For Al Zuhur Club, we weren't that good back in the day, but in the past year we bought and brought a couple of good swimmers. So in the relays now we're actually in the competition. We compete now with Heliopolis, Ahli, Maadi. And these are very good clubs in Egypt, so I'm really glad that we're getting there. We're making improvement, and hopefully we'll win one day, because we're getting closer every championship, and that's something good. So if there are international swimming camps that the club can do, or any club should do, is that our swimmers learn from the best of the best outside and experienced players, and there are some clinical tips that we don't have here that we can take from outside, and vice versa as well. So I think that international camps should be a must, and it will really benefit swimmers and athletes in general. So my motivation is, firstly, here in Egypt is my family. That's the first. Let me get this out of the way. And internationally, there are two athletes, such as Michael Phelps and Caleb Dressel. Michael Phelps is a motivation because I've seen documentaries, I've seen stories about how much he sacrificed to the sport, and he's the most athlete, not swimmer. He's the athlete with the most Olympic medals, and that's a very high standard and a very high goal for any athlete, not only a swimmer. And as for Caleb Dressel, I really like his career, where he was and now where he is. He's currently the fastest swimmer in the world, and that's such a high as well standard to put for swimmers, and that's why I play swimming, that they motivate me. I always think about them, and I wish one day to be known and be as good as them. Before Corona was a very big aspect of everyone's life. Before Corona, I was in my top form. I was really good. But the bad thing is I got injured right before Corona, and the injury lasted with me like through entire quarantines time and everything. And when I got back, it was really difficult for me, for everyone, to reach their top form again. I'm very close to reaching that form again. I'm like just 2 weeks away from, if I focus, I'm 2 weeks away from reaching that, which is good because I've been working really hard to reach my top form again. And it's really possible because now I'm really focused and I will reach my top form. For the different types of strokes in swimming, there's butterfly, there's freestyle, there's backstroke and breaststroke. And my three main strokes are butterfly, free and backstroke. And my first one is freestyle. I really enjoy freestyle and butterfly. Butterfly is because of Michael Phillips, because he was my motivation and that was his main stroke. So these three strokes I really love, and there are mid-distance in them and short distance, but in these three strokes I swim I swim sprints. And for the breaststroke, I really don't compete in breaststroke. It's not my type of stroke. I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. And I stick to the other three strokes because I love them, enjoy them, and I understand them and how to swim them. My main goal is to reach, of course, as anyone, Olympics, but my specific goal in Olympics that I want to reach the finals of the 50-meter freestyle, because I love that race so much and it's my ambition to reach that final. And as of short-term goals, I really want to set a record with my name in Egypt that will stick for a long time and be difficult for people to compete and hopefully motivate them more.